Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I thought today we would do our high chair review. I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I just don't know, I just haven't had the time, and I thought now was the perfect time to do it. So I will go on and show you. It is the Cosatto 360 high chair, if you can see it. We've had this one since Olivia was 4 months old, and she's almost 18 months now, so 14 months we've had it. And I absolutely love it. I thought I would just talk a little bit about it because the high chair market is huge, and it's always great to get some reviews on what products are. And I've done a couple of review videos already which seem to go down quite well. So this being another huge item that you buy when you have a baby or when to get to that point of maybe thinking about weaning, it's nice to get some feedback on what might be best for you to buy. But I have to say, I really love this high chair. I didn't really do much looking for high chairs when I was buying. We had a voucher for mother care, and I thought one of the main reasons was the fact it reclines. Olivia, I found, just didn't like lying back down, and even on a bouncer where she was slightly raised, she just kept like trying to crane her neck to be even more upright. And yes, there are like bumbos and little sort of like seats, but I always found that she was quite restricted in that, where, I don't know, this felt like she could be at our height, she could be that bit higher, she could see everything, and her view wasn't restricted, you know. So we actually kind of started using this when she was about 4 months old, not massively, and we started weaning at 5.5 months, so she was definitely in it by then. And it was sort of nice for her just to sit in front of the TV, even when she was that bit younger, or we could sort of like put toys in front of her and she'd play with them. It's got really good support, so it was just like the perfect high chair for us. And it is a bit pricey. It's about £189. I'm not actually sure if it's still available. They have upgraded the model to the 362, but having a quick look online, I didn't see there was much difference. It's just like a newer model with I didn't see there was any sort of like new features or anything. But there's probably more designs and sort of like just slightly updated in appearance wise. So you can get, obviously I'm going to talk about the sort of like 360 range. So if you are interested in this high chair, you can keep watching and it'd be something that you can look into for yourself. So starting off, I think 360 degrees is what it's called, and it is called that because it swivels 360 degrees. So that's obviously one of the main features in it. So I'll just show you. So if you can hold it. So the base stays flat, and you can literally spin it around and you can hear it clicking into place. You don't have to like physically lift it up, turn it around to put it in a specific way. All you need to do is move it to wherever you want it to. And although it is a heavy high chair, I don't think it's difficult for somebody to move about as they want, you know, within a room, especially if it's on like a non-carpeted surface. So yeah, you just kind of move it, and as you can see, our table's here, so let's spin it around. Simple as that. It was really easy. It came in unboxed. I think there was the seat, the tray, there was the pole and the base. And I did it myself. I assembled it and I found it really easy. I thought that was quite simple. It was just, I think it came with a little like spanner which you screwed in, and you just made sure that the bolts were all really tight. The next bit is obviously the main function that we bought it for was the fact that it was reclinable, and I just felt like when Olivia was that bit younger, she just needed that bit more support in the back, so she wasn't like leaning up and sort of head going down. Her head, she was more sort of like reclined back, and it was just that bit better for her age. Now she is 18 months. For a long time we've pretty much had it at the highest reclined position now, because she doesn't need to be reclined back. So there is just like a little, you can see, handle here that you just like clip up and you just pull it back. It's like 3 positions. Pull it back, have it which way you want, and it's nice and comfy for them, especially if maybe you aren't actually eating with them, you're maybe sitting outside or in the living room, using it as a bit of a chair more than a high chair. So yeah, that bit's definitely reclinable and it's a good feature. Obviously you've got the tray, but you don't need to be using the tray. The tray can come off, which is easy enough. There's just 2 little handles that you pull, just slide it on, and there's 3 positions for the tray. So you can have it really as far back or as a way, especially if you're putting them into it, to get their legs into it and then pushing the tray forward. So it makes, I think it's a high chair that's really, really easy to get your baby into. There's a 5-point harness, so you can have the shoulder straps, you just slide it onto the bottom bit and then plug it in, and it's easy enough. Click it in and it's fine. Or you can have it just with the bottom, which is what I tend to do now. Olivia doesn't really need the shoulder straps now. But it's very, very good harness. Obviously these 5-point harnesses are very safe and do the job to keep your baby securely in their high chair. So I'll take this off just so you can see. It's got a very, very sort of like padded, cushioned cover, which there are various colours of the Cosatto 360. They're bright, they're colourful, patterned. There's, you know, boy colours, girl colours, gender neutral colours, anything you takes your fancy. We obviously picked this one because, you know, it's a bit more girly. It's the macaroon one, and I just thought it was really nice. And as you can see, it's the type of material that can be wiped down, so you obviously need something like that with a baby who likes to make lots of mess. And the cover easily comes off if you wanted to give it like a really good proper wipe down and maybe put it outside for a bit of air. The best bit about it, I would say, is this sort of like handle here. Just push it back a bit so you can properly see, which their legs, it goes in between their legs and it keeps them really upright. I do find that a lot of high chairs, especially like the ones that fold out, they're sort of like sliding down them, and you're constantly having to like sit them up, and even the straps don't seem to be able to keep them sort of like well secure. They're always sliding down. So I find this is a really good feature that sort of keeps your baby upright and is good for posture, and they're not sliding down. So definitely one of the best bits about this high chair, and one of the main reasons why I like it. Obviously there's a little footrest. I'll move it down just so you can see the base and that. Yeah, so you've got a little footrest. Don't want to be, it's not for climbing on. Your toddler definitely shouldn't be climbing on this to sit in the seat. It purely is just for resting your feet on. And then swing it round. So this is like a gas lift bit that goes up and down, and there's a huge difference in the height, so it can go quite low or it can go quite high. So if you're wanting your baby to sit at a table, it doesn't matter what height your table is, it's gonna fit at one point. So to move it up and down, you can see there's a little button here, and you don't have to use your hands, you don't have to be clicking or unclicking things. All you need to do, it's at its highest bit at the moment. I think, no, it can go higher. So press the footrest to push it up and down. Push it down, you just press the button and kind of lean your weight against it, and it goes all the way down to there, which is which is a nice height, you know, if you're just sitting in the living room and you want your beat to, you know, to maybe watch a bit of TV, and then obviously if it's reclined, it works great. But if you want to sit them at the table, or you want it to go up again, just press the button, and you don't even need to use your hands to get it to go up. It goes up all the way by itself. So as you can see, just show you, most of the time now, I think we changed Olivia onto the like table setting of it quite early on, because it was nice for her to sit at the table and feel like she's more a part of the family rather than sort of being that bit further back. And it just, you know, I can move it up and down to suit our table, and obviously everybody else's table is going to fit whatever height it needs to be, and she just sits in there. And it doesn't obviously have to be for sitting eating. I can sit her at the kitchen table, she can be drawing or painting or anything like that, and I know that I can wipe it all down afterwards. If there's crumbs or crayons or whatever, it's going to be nice and clean afterwards. So I'll just speak a bit about the base. The base is obviously quite big. It's not a really movable high chair. Really, we don't move it much between here and the living room. I find that it is quite bulky and heavy, so it's not a high chair to be like moved around a lot. But most high chairs these days are going to stay in the kitchen. It might make the odd trip into the living room if you fancy having a living room tea. So it's not going to be it's not really a big deal. But the base is really big, so it's not going to topple over. It's not going to topple over with your baby in it. But there is, if you did want to move it, you just lift it up. See here, there's little spinny wheels. So you can like have it at an angle and like roll it along the floor. Probably easier on a non-carpeted surface, but it is really, really handy. We actually took it to Olivia's first birthday party, and it was, if you've got a big boot, we had it in the boot, and it was just perfect for her, obviously, to sit at the table so she could have her food at her birthday, rather than trying to sit her on a like little chair that really isn't going to be any use for her. So really, really like it. As I say, you can have them in it till they're 3 years old, till about 15 kilograms, which, although the cost of the chair is a lot, when you think about it like that, and you're keeping your child in it for a long time, it is worth the money. It's not a flash in the pan. You're not going to be having them in it for 6 months and you need to go and buy another chair. I have no intentions of changing this chair until Olivia needs to come out of it, or wants to come out of it. And at the moment, she seems to like it. She's happy enough to sit in it. I haven't had any major issues where she's really not wanted to sit at the chair. I think the fact that we've moved into the like table position quite early on is a good thing, because she feels like she's part of the family. She's not restricted with a tray. She can play, she can move about, and yeah, so I think that's kind of it for my review. I definitely would give it a 5 stars. Obviously the 3SIXTI is the new one to buy, so that is definitely one to look at. I was actually reading that it was Mum's Net Best High Chair in 2018, so that's quite good, because obviously you've got mums trying it out and finding it a really, really good product despite the cost of it. Obviously there's so much high chairs out there. If you've got any questions about it, put it in the comments and I'll answer as best as I can. I think we've got everything. Obviously the tray, I think I did, I'm not sure if I mentioned. There is a removable tray which you can put in the dishwasher and wash it, and there's the other tray that's adjustable with a little cup in it, and it's perfect for when they're just that little bit younger. We've really enjoyed this high chair, and we've been hopefully enjoying it for a long time coming. Don't have any plans to move Olivia out of it or look for other things. I'm happy with the fact that she can stay in this till 3 years old. So, I hope you've liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you are new, please hit the subscribe button.